Hi everyone, my name is Sukaja. Welcome back to my booktube channel. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing The Dutch House by Ann Patchett. So I literally just finished reading this book. Before I get into the review, I just want to give you a bit of a brief summary so that you aren't completely lost if you haven't heard of this book. The Dutch House is basically the story of two siblings, Maeve and Danny, and they are unfortunately abandoned by their mother at a very young age. For a really long time, Danny, who happens to be the narrator of this novel, he has no idea about his mother or who she was. And it's only by the stories that other people have to say about her that he somehow pieces together an image of his mom. His sister, Maeve, is somebody who kind of steps into the role of mother, and she helps Danny throughout his growing up years, and they spend for themselves and they are there for each other. The Dutch House is the overarching material setting, very important thing that keeps coming back in a lot of the chapters that follow. So the Dutch House is basically this house that was owned by the Van Hobeeks in this story, and they are the couple that used to live in the house before they sold it to Danny's father. Danny's father is into real estate. This entire story takes place in the 1950s. You obviously have very old-fashioned views that were prevalent back in the day. Danny's father is someone who didn't really fall in love before he married. He just married somebody, and that turned out to be Danny's mom without actually knowing who she was. So I'm not going to say more than this, but I hope this gives you an idea into what you can expect going into this novel. This novel is divided into 3 parts, and the first part was super exciting. It started off on a high note. I was sucked in immediately. There was atmosphere. The descriptions of the house were brilliant. I was really enamored by the fact that they say when you walk into the house, you can see all the way through till the end, to the other side, into the backyard, because it's literally got like a glass wall or something like that, and that was fantastic. And there's a portrait on the novel here, which actually features inside the book. And it's also interesting to go and read up about how the artist designed the cover for this book. He actually painted the cover, and this painting happens to feature in the novel as well. It's got a lot of intrigue, a lot of mystery, and if you're somebody who likes stories about a mythologized house and things like that, you might enjoy this book. More than the house itself, it's about the relationships that people have, the people who inhabit the house, the kind of relationships they have with others in their lives. It's about letting go, it's about making peace with the past, and it's about what it means to really love and what is unconditional love. It brings to mind a lot of these questions. It brings to mind ideas of revenge and forgiveness. If you're somebody who feels that these things might interest you, then go ahead and pick this up. I wouldn't recommend this book for every reader out there, because in the second part of the novel, it does get a little slow. It's going to be a little challenging for you to keep reading, because you might feel, am I getting the answers that I so badly seek as a reader? Because so many things only fall into place in the third part of the novel, and from there on, again, my attention as a reader was constant. I think the end was done really well. I was really happy with the outcome. I loved that it offered something different. They were very well-rounded, most of the characters, but Danny, who is the narrator of the novel, I didn't really like him too much, but I realized later on that this was deliberately sort of done by the author, because had she made him a very, you feel sad for Danny as you read, and you feel really bad for him worse and worse, then the novel might not have worked in the end. So it's nice that he maintains a level of distance from the episodes that happen in the narrative. So I think that way this book was done really well. With some concluding thoughts, I would rate this book 3 out of 5 stars. This would be my first Ann Patchett, so I really can't comment on her writing in general. I haven't read any other books by her, but I definitely plan to pick up another couple of books before I decide. I really need those characters that kind of really stand out and that go with you even after you finish reading the book, the characters that inspire you and they transform as individuals, because there's a lot of growth. And maybe in some places this novel fell short when it came to all of that. I wouldn't say the writing is bad, it's nice, but I have read better writing. So from that point of view, I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. And this might be an unpopular opinion, because I'm aware that it's a very hyped novel on Bookstagram, but I want to say that it's kind of slow-paced in the middle. It's a great psychological exploration into the inner lives of these characters and why people behave the way they do. I think she's probably observed humans and she's captured the way people behave in such realistic ways here that it makes sense. Beyond that, it didn't leave me feeling super happy. Like, you know, there are books like Miss Benson's Beetle that when I closed the book I felt like I had a joyride and I just got out of that. So if you're expecting something like that, you will not get that from this book. If you're expecting a heartwarming, heart-tugging story, that this isn't the one either. But if you are looking for a very realistic portrayal of the psychological struggles that people have in their day-to-day life and the conflicts that people have in families and how relationships, how they are perceived and how easy it is to misunderstand people you love and how easy it is to cut people off your life, and you know, all those questions and all those ideas, this book deals with really well and will give you something to think about. There's so much going on in this novel. The house is a major symbol here as well. Since I just finished reading the novel, this is all I can offer in terms of a review right now. But come back to my Bookstagram and keep your eye out for a post where I put my thoughts together in a more cohesive fashion. Just give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will be back with another bookish video. In the meantime, stay safe, stay sane, and see you soon. Bye bye.